very good morning, and thank you for having me here and giving me this opportunity to interact with you all. Captain Shukla shared some amazing memories and experience of the space, but one thing he did not share with you, you also got to eat biryani, but though it was a little moist in space. While he was talking about that it took him 90 minutes so to get to this campus, so a thought crossed my mind. All of us today rely on navigation to get to our destination. Turn left, go straight, you've arrived. Life doesn't give you this. Imagine a voice which says, go 100 meters and meet a friend who will stay with you for the rest of your life. Take a right and you discover opportunity which will define your career. Go straight and you'll meet a mentor who will transform the way you think. Or I guess the most reassuring of the all, you've taken a wrong turn, but don't worry, you're still on the right journey. Imagine if we would have navigation for life like this. So this is precisely the reason these years of your life become very precious and meaningful. Now let me tell you something which probably your admission letter did not have. For the next 4 years, you'll attend thousands of classes, submit countless assignments, survive exams, explore cafes, make lifelong friends, have sleepless nights before deadlines, or maybe convince yourself once that I'll start studying tomorrow. Don't worry, every generation believed in tomorrow. Now, this is the interesting part. After 4 years, all of you will have a degree in your hand, but all of you will not have the same education. Because education is not something which is taught in the classes. Education is, it's a conversation that you have outside the classes. It's time you spend with your friends in the corridor. It's that club that you nervously joined. Or it's that internship you didn't even apply for. Or it's that mistake which textbooks can never teach you. You know, people often ask me, what is that one secret to be a champion, to be an Olympic medalist or a world champion or to be a world number one? And I often disappoint them because there is no secret, there is no motivational quote, and there is no magic formula. It's just those thousands of endless days where you choose discipline over excuses. Olympic medal is never won on that day. It's one of the days when nobody is watching you. And the same applies in life. Today we talk about artificial intelligence. But believe me, machine cannot replace courage, character, curiosity, integrity, and the ability to stand up after you've failed. And believe me, if you graduate with these 5 qualities, your degree will become much more meaningful. So spend the next 4 years not by impressing everyone else, but spend the next 4 years here in this campus by improving yourself. And never compare your beginning with somebody's middle. The student sitting next to you might become a CEO or a researcher or a filmmaker or a political leader or maybe your business partner in future. So don't compete, but collaborate. And always remember, the strongest networks are never built on LinkedIn. They're always built in the classrooms, the corridors, the playing fields, and the cafeterias where you're going to be spending a lot of your time. As an athlete, I can tell you, there is no greater feeling than standing on foreign land and seeing your victory become the reason of your national anthem to be played. It fills your heart with pride, and it makes you realize that the victory is never personal alone. It carries the hope of the entire nation. As an athlete, competing for India, the kind of things I've learned, no textbooks could have ever taught me. We as athletes, we actually lose more than we win. How not to shy away from your defeat, how to take your defeat in your stride, how not to run away from that, and at the same time, be graceful in your defeat and be humble in your victory is something which only playgrounds can teach you, not the classrooms. Sports is something which unites the entire country. Everybody will agree with me here, whether when we talk about caste, creed, color, religion, culture, we all come together whenever we're competing for a nation. You know, you would see the Cricket World Cup, which I always give example to everyone. When India won, I saw everybody with the tricolors in the cars or in the bikes going to India Gate to celebrate what? The victory of the nation, the victory of the country. And that is what sports does to you. And that is what it's done to me as well. So I'll tell you a little bit about how I got into this, how I became a world number one. Because, you know, the scoreboard only tells you the result. It doesn't talk about the journey of an athlete. So in a few minutes, just in a few minutes, I'll probably tell you like how I got into this, which could be very fascinating for you, because I was like you. I attended school in Delhi, then college and everything. So I didn't even know where my career is taking me. So I belong to a place called Firozpur, which is a small town in Punjab. And due to lack of good schools back in the day, my dad decided to send me to Delhi. So I went to Modern Barakhamba here. And then I did my graduation here in Stephens. I went to Amity, where Professor Raj Singh sir taught me. All this while, I wasn't very sure what I want to do in life. It was just on weekends I would go to the Karni Singh range and shoot. It was more like a hobby for me. But I was always good at it. You know, coming from Punjab, if you still have a tractor and a licensed gun, you're the most eligible bachelor. It comes naturally to us. So, when in college, after I did my MBA, I got a campus placement and I started working with a multinational company, which was pretty rare that time, you know, to get placed in a good company just out of college. After about 6 months, I told my dad that I'm not enjoying my work. He said, why, what happened? I said, why should I do marketing for a Korean company? He said, what do you want to do? So I said, not for a Korean company. He said, fine, then look for a job for some Indian company. So I took a break for about a couple of months and I came back to him. I said, okay, I've decided. He said, what? I said, I'll work towards Team India. And he asked me, what do you mean? I said, I want to take up shooting as my career. And in those days, sports was never looked at as a lucrative career option, unlike today, because there's a lot of money and a lot of security. Back in the day, there was nothing. But I decided to take this step. And why I could do this? Because I always believed in my ability. So what I'm telling you is, if you believe in your abilities, if you believe in what you can do, there's nothing which can stop you. Self-belief is, I think, very, very important. I never realized that I'll become a world number one. It was like a dream for me, or for that matter, Group Captain Shukla never thought he'll be roaming about in space one day. He was also in college, like all of you sitting there. You never realize. But what you have to do is, you got to define goals in life and walk towards those goals. How? You got to make your own paths. Like Professor Raj Singh sir just mentioned, that you got to dream big. Dreams do come true, provided you're dedicated and chase your dream with madness and a lot of determination. Anything is possible. I always tell everyone of all the youngsters today that there is nothing that you can't achieve. All you have to do is a lot of determination and hard work is required. A disciplined heart is the most important thing which I feel everyone should have. And on this note, I would like to just tell you that if you look at the sunshine, you'll never see the shadow. And all the very best for the rest of the journey of your life. Thank you.